Hello everyone, welcome back. So today in this video I'll discuss about radioactive decay. So radioactive nuclei, basically these are unstable nuclei like uranium 238. So they disintegrate and they become a different nuclei after decaying a alpha or beta particle. So in this video we will basically study the rate of disintegration. Let's say in a sample here I have kept some your small peas. Now let's say these peas are your radionuclei. Now we do not know exactly when they will disintegrate. So what we'll study the rate of disintegration, that let's say after time initially n0 amount of n0 nucleus are there. Now after time t we'll calculate what are the how many numbers of nuclei are there. So basically we'll calculate their rate, right? Suppose each moment some of the nuclei are disintegrating and becoming new particles. So now suppose your n amount of your nucleus are there, right? So gradually the rate will decrease as the number of your nuclei, radioactive nuclei will be there, unstable nuclei will be there, the rate will gradually decrease, right? So it is found that your rate of decay, that is dN by dt, is proportional to n. N is the number of nuclei present in that sample. Let's say this is a sample, and after the rate is dN by dt, and after time t, let's say um, n number of nuclei are there, and it is proportional to n. So suppose if I'll remove few of these p's, so whatever now the new n, it will be proportional to new n. That means when we are removing or some of the radionuclei is converting to other nuclei, the rate will gradually decrease, right? So it's proportional to n. So that means more is the n, more will be the faster will be the disintegration. This is the meaning. And I'll put a negative sign for here. Why? Because when some of the particles are converting to new nuclei, so n is decreasing. So final n is less than the initial n. That's why the change will use a negative sign, and rate where rate is decreasing, so we'll use a negative sign here, right? So dN by dt is proportional to n, and we can write minus dN by dt is equal to lambda n. Lambda is the decay constant. It's a decay constant or disintegration constant also, proportionality constant or disintegration constant also. We say it's not a wavelength, right? So this is your equation for radioactive decay. Now we will find a relationship that at time t, what will be the, after time t, how much or how many number of radioactive nuclei will be there in that sample, right? So for that, what we'll do, we'll use the variable separation method. So we'll bring n here. So I'll write this is dN by n, and this will be lambda dt. So we'll integrate both sides, and I'll start with the initial n will be n0 to final nn. Time will be, let's say, t0 to final tt. Let's say the for time t0 is equal to 0, that is the initial time, your n is n0. That means initially in my sample n0 number of radioactive nucleides are there, right? So it starts from n0 and gradually it is decreasing and becoming n, right? So this is the initial condition. Let's say t is equal to t0, right? At t is equal to t0, your n is n0, right? So we can integrate, so it will be ln n, and you can put this is upper limit, lower limit n0 to n, right? Negative sign equal to, this is lambda is a constant, will come outside. Dt integration is t minus t0. Fine. So this is I can write I can take the negative sign to the right side, so it will be ln n minus ln n0. So ln is, in many videos I have told you, ln is log base e, right? It's a natural logarithm. Log base e is ln. You can convert to log base 10 by multiplying 2.303. So this is ln n minus ln n0. This is lambda t minus t0. So ln n minus n0, log a minus log b, we know that log a upon b, so we can write ln n by n0 equal to, this is lambda t, because we have put the initial condition that t is equal to, initial times t is equal to 0. So for t is equal to 0, this one will be 0, only lambda 2 t will be there. Negative sign I have taken to the right side, so negative minus lambda t. Now if I'll remove this logarithm, I'll write e to the power here, because we know that ln e to the power x is x, right? Or in the reverse way also you can write that I'll write that n by n0 will be equal to e to the power lambda. So I'll write like this, n by n0 equal to e to the power minus lambda t, right? Because if I use ln both side, it will be ln n by n0 and ln e to the power minus lambda t is minus lambda t. So I'll get this equation, so I can write in this way, right? Because x will come here and ln e is 1, so ln e to the power x is basically x, right? So we are getting this expression, and this is your radionuclide that will be left after time t in that sample. So n is equal to n0 into e to the power minus lambda t. So remember this. Now we will introduce another your variable, that is called activity. So activity is basically the rate of disintegration, that is dn by minus dn by dt. Will use a symbol activity. Some book they use a, some book they have used r. So let's say the activity is basically your dn by dt, which is, we can write r, is equal to lambda n. So this is your activity. Activity means the rate of decay, right? The rate of decay. N is the number of the nuclei left after time t. This is n. Activity is the rate of decay, dn upon dt. Fine. So r is dn upon dt. So what we can write for r? N we got, what is the n? n0 into e to the power lambda t. After time t, how many numbers of n is, how many numbers of radionuclei will be left in the sample? That is your n. n0 is the initial. This is initial amount of nucleids present in the sample. This is the initial amount of nucleids present in the sample. So we can write that r equal to lambda n, I'll replace with n0 e to the power minus lambda t. Now lambda n0 I'll replace with another constant, that is r0 e to the power minus lambda t. So this is the equation in terms of activity. There is a difference between activity and this one and this one. This is the number of radionuclides left after time t. This is the rate at which the disintegration is taking place. So little bit difference, there is a difference between this and this activity and this n. Now we are interested to calculate the half-life period. Why? Because this disintegration will go on, and as it is proportional to n, so when the n will decrease, that means after suppose some time this radionuclide disintegrated and let's say very few nucleides are left. So now n is very small, so your rate will become very small. That means gradually, let's say after 2 years, few nucleides your change to new nucleus or decay. You got some decay, right? The decay into new nucleus. So the decay rate will be very slow. That's why many sample we use the half-life period, right? Half-life period, we calculate half-life period, that is very important quantity, and average life also we calculate. So half-life period will derive, average life if you wish I will derive in another video, you can comment. So this is half-life period will discuss. Half-life period will calculate, that is t half. That means what is the half-life period? Half-life period is exactly the time required to disintegrate half of the sample, right? Time required to disintegrate half of the sample. Means suppose 100 nucleus is there, radioactive nucleus is there. Out of the 100, 50 nucleus disintegrated into new nucleus, and in the sample now 50 elements are there, 50 nucleus are there. So the time it took to for this much of disintegration, this is called half-life period. So basically either r or n, you can use either equation. So n will become n by 2 when your time will be t half-life period, your n will become n by 2, n0 by 2. Your number of radioactive sample present, radioactive elements present in that sample will be half of the initial. So n will become n0 by 2 when your time t will become t half for half-life. Your n will become n0 by 2. So in this equation, if I use n equal to n0 by 2, let's say this is equation A, capital A. So from equation capital A, we can write that n, I'll put n0 upon 2 equal to n0 e to the power minus lambda t, I'll replace with t half. Fine. So n0 cancelled out. If I'll interchange, I'll get 2 will be here. So I'll get e to the power lambda t half equal to, because this will come in denominator, so if it will be numerator, then it will be lambda. This minus symbol will be there, minus symbol will be removed. Like suppose x to the power minus a, 1 by x to the power minus a, if we will go to the numerator, it will become x to the power a, you know, right? So this power will be positive, so here it will be divided, so power will become positive and 2 will be multiplied here. So e to the power lambda t half equal to 2, or if we'll use log both side, ln both side, ln e, so we can write this is ln e to the power x equal to x. So ln e to the power lambda by t half equal to t half equal to ln 2, or you can say your t half equal to ln2 by lambda. Very important result. Many times we use in the numerical when we solve the numerical, right? Or you can write t half equal to 0.693. ln2 value is 0.693. You remember this because logarithm table will not be given always, but you have to calculate sometimes t half in different competitive exam or in your school or board exam also. So you should remember this. T ln2 is 0.693 divided by lambda. So in this way you can calculate half-life period of a given sample, right? That after how much time half of the sample will be left, right? So another relationship about average life, I'm not deriving it. You can, if you wish, you can ask me. In the comment I can I'll prepare another video for its derivation. So average life will be, sometimes some book use tau symbol, sometimes some book use t average. Average life, the relation is t average equal to your lambda by 0.693 or t average equal to 1 by your lambda by 693. This is your t average. T average equal to t half by lambda t half by 0.693, or this is equal to 1 by lambda. This is equal to 1 upon lambda, because you know lambda equal to 0.693 by t half. So t average equal to 1 upon lambda, that is your 0.693 divided by t half. So t half will go up, yes, t half. So this relationship you remember, t average equal to t half by ln2, right? T half by ln2 or 1 upon lambda is your t average. So this is the derivation for your half-life period, along with the discussion for radioactive decay. How after time t, what will be the, how many numbers will be there in the sample, that is your n. Also the activity we discussed, that is what will be the activity, that is the basically rate of decay, dn upon dt. The activity is dn upon dt, so it is r0 e to the power minus lambda by t, lambda t. So in this video we discussed about your half-life and radioactive decay. In next video I'll discuss some of the numericals also we'll discuss, and we'll discuss other decay processes also. So I plan to complete the term 2 syllabus, all the important topics, and also few questions from the previous year we'll also discuss. So thank you for watching. See you in another video. Bye bye.